Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for July 11th, Sunday, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. Each of us, we have a choice to embrace our lives. So many of us are distracted by this physical world. Our lives are what they are, and it's a great joy that naturally blossoms inside each and every one of us. So when we surrender to what is, rather than fight it, this constant effort and efforting to get somewhere better takes us away from what is. The constant efforting that many of us press to get somewhere better takes us away from what is. And so when we relax and let the flow, just go with the flow and rest and simply be with what is, rather than fight it, which a lot of people do. Is there a secret? Is there a great secret of this life? That which is real cannot be threatened, and that which is unreal does not exist. Course in Miracles. How many of us, do we know the difference between what is real and what is unreal? Now, to some it might seem like a ridiculous question, yet most of us rarely take the time to sit down and investigate such an inquiry. If we never questioned reality, how can we have a clear understanding of how to create it? Remember, we are all supreme reality. If we don't stop to explore and understand the difference between the unreal and the real, we will never be able to rest, relax, and realize the sacred living purpose of our soul's journey here. Humans have a tendency to fall into habits of complacency, blindly chasing after what is temporary and never venturing out to discover that which truly satisfies our souls. We may spend a majority of our lives frantically running on the wheel of desire, seeking something we believe is real gold, yet later discover it was only a vein of fool's gold. We are all fools for the divine, constantly seeking to satisfy the ego, who cannot ever be satisfied. Very ironic. The first secret is discovering what that which is real is learning how to deeply and consciously relax into your body. That's paramount. That's the first secret to discovering that which is real, is learning how to deeply and consciously relax into your body, which is a choice for all of us. You must choose to use your minds to convince your bodies that it's completely safe to let go, surrender to life, and trust you are held by a higher power who is caring for your every need. Only through this level of deep vulnerability can we truly relax and find real clarity within. When the body and mind are at ease, we naturally reach a more sensitive receptivity that is capable of experiencing that which is real. Through deep relaxation, something instantly drops our mind's perpetual addictive search for better, happier, and more. And as the gears of our minds tend to slow down and relax, we are able to hold our attention on that which is real. This is where life begins to truly become interesting. So perhaps you're still wondering exactly what is real and what is unreal. Well, that which is real is permanent, eternal, and does not change. Okay? This is really important. That which is real is permanent, external, and does not change. That which is unreal will always change, shift, and cannot remain the same. The real is beyond the form and the formless. It cannot be threatened, afraid, or have resistance to life. It can only welcome each life experience that is presented. The unreal is exactly the opposite of the real. Makes sense, right? It feels continuously threatened, insecure, is always trying to defend, fix itself, change others, and circumnavigate its way through this life so that you experience more pleasure and less pain. The unreal is the ego trip, which is programmed with all of us to avoid pain, seek out pleasure, and constantly try to micromanage our experience of reality. The real is the source of deep eternal love, which allows us to transcend our perpetual desire for pleasure and constant avoidance of pain. The real is the eternal essence of our very beings, and the only thing which will truly satisfy our souls. In a more practical context, everything which is born in the mind's imagination, everything which is born in the mind's imagination is unreal. And that which is felt with the deepest silence of our hearts and soul's essence is what's real. When we discover what is real, it is unmistakable and totally obvious. There is such a profound sensation of gorgeous relaxation that the most tantalizing phenomena of this world cannot compare. All problems instantly melt away in the presence of the real. And as we realize we are carried and guided through this life by something much bigger than us. If we can always keep our attention on that which is real, we are guaranteed to have an extremely empowered life and become a highly advanced being who can manifest anything at pure will. Now, this may sound absolutely outrageous, yet it is true, and it shows us all how often most of us are spending our lives focusing on what is unreal. Once you can get into the habit of learning how to differentiate the real from the unreal, you stop getting wrapped up in the drama of your mind and the minds of others. You understand that it is all a grand master play being performed simultaneously on 8 billion stages. You recognize that the mind is the servant and not your master. We talk about that a lot. And is continuously producing movies only for you and your mere enjoyment and entertainment in this life. You recognize that your mind is the servant and not your master, and is continuously producing movies only for your mere enjoyment and entertainment in this life. And a really good secret to success with any spiritual practice is an infinite reservoir of curiosity and patience. Patience, patience, patience. Not in a hurry, not in a hurry, not in a hurry. Curiosity and patience. Once we stop taking our minds so seriously, we have energy to start taking the source of this deep, pure, eternal love in our heart more sincerely. Once we realize how liberating and deeply satisfying it is to reveal and melt into that which is real, we naturally stop buying into the mind and are truly free from suffering in this life once and for all. Let go of the idea that you are not aware of yourself as the ever-present, changeless, inexpressible reality. When you want nothing, when you seek nothing, expect nothing, then the supreme state will come to you, each of us, uninvited and unexpected. That is all. Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. If there was a practice to practice throughout your lifetime, for any of us, it would be to continuously reveal that which is real by being vigilantly aware of that which is unreal. By knowing and noticing what is unreal, each of us will completely stop believing in the greatest lie pulled over mankind's eyes. This great lie that I'm speaking of is the belief that each of us are not an eternal, all-powerful being. Right? I think we all know that that's been a huge lie. Once you see the truth of who you really are, that you are divine, formless, and beyond time and causality, the veil is pulled back, and you begin stepping into your most enlightened nature. Now we must choose. It's always we choose. It's not that it's nothing we have to do. We choose to do. So choose to be very relaxed and grounded, to not let your mind get sucked into the world of the unreal. Remember, you're the master of the mind. It isn't the master of you. It helps to feel as if you have an eternity of time to dive into this profound exploration. Having this eternal approach based in a realm of childlike curiosity can make all the difference in this world as to how often you are able to realize what is real. Now, as you can see, my invitation here is a big one for all of us today. I want each of us to take this divine moment right now to dive inside ourselves and swim into this exploration of what is real and what is unreal, profusely. Simply know deep down, without a doubt, without any doubt, not even a smidgen, what is real and what is unreal. Identify that part of you who is eternal, unchanging, and without form. Then notice that part of you which is made of form, subject to life, this life, and death, and is not eternal. Okay? See if you can become acutely aware of that which does not change and also that which is constantly changing. Give yourself time to swing back and forth between these two worlds. Give yourself an abundance of time for this exploration. This recognition needs to be deeply rooted in our consciousness in order for us to stop falling back asleep and getting caught up in the dream again. If we are ready to have a visceral experience of that which is real, then each of us should take 45 minutes this week to sit very still and become very silent. And then let the body become unmovable, as if it was a large old mountain. Let the mind relax, become receptive, and stop as if it was a new flower blossoming for the first time. Feel the merging and blending of this great mountain and this soft flower inside you. We will all see in this meeting there is an energy pulsing at the center in our hearts and the subtle silence forming in between our heartbeats. Let yourselves fall deeper and deeper into this silence. Become so intimate with your inner silence that you totally relax, surrender, and dissolve. And there is no more you left. This practice of surrendering to silence can only create massive clarity in our minds and free us from a future filled with more suffering. Residing in the mind is hell, prison. Resting in the heart, in love, is heaven, freedom. We are more free than any thought conceived of what defines freedom. Who we are is far more vast than anything the mind thinks we are. Angela Walker. We are all creatures of habit naturally. We simply tend to stay on track and repeat the same thoughts and feelings we had the day before. When we get into the habit of exploring, understanding, opening, and resting in that which is real, we will slowly remove the hook that is used to pull us back into the unreal. We begin living a life devoted to perpetually revealing that which is real. In this highly conscious state, we actually will stop the cycle of suffering completely. This is the greatest secret of this life, of any life, that we will ever discover. Imagine how liberating it will be to never have to go through another experience of suffering again. Suffering is a habit. It is a choice that each of us makes every day. We can choose to resist life or welcome it. We can chase after our dreams, illusions, goals, desires, and longings in a way where we think achieving them will make us content. Or we can trust the universe is providing our very need and rest, relax, and come home to that which is real inside our hearts and souls. We have an eternity to figure this out, this particular one. So it doesn't really matter how many days, weeks, or lifetimes you are caught chasing the unreal. There will most definitely come a time in life when we get tired of suffering and we are burning with intense desire to truly be free. The opportunity that I'm presenting you with here is to have total freedom in your life now. So it's up to each of us to take on this mission and to not procrastinate. The time is right for being deeply aware of what is real and unreal. And this awareness will allow us to celebrate and enjoy every aspect of this life today. Do you know why you are here? What is the purpose of your life? Why are you creating your reality? Whenever you stop to really think about what you are and who you are, do you notice what happens? Because something always happens. Just be aware what happens to you when you sincerely ask this question to yourself. Do you come up with an answer that truly satisfies you? Whenever we start searching for an answer to a problem that cannot be resolved immediately, we might assume that the answer is not inside us and have to go searching out there for the answer. We've all been programmed to believe that the world out there is more likely to have the answers than the world in here. And this illusion is what begins the perpetual search out there for that which is already within each and every one of us. Once we discover what is real, every question that we formulate in this life can easily be answered from within. To know yourself be yourself, to be yourself. Stop imagining yourself to be this or that. Just be. Let your true nature emerge. Don't disturb your mind with seeking. Nisargadatta Mirage. Looking at the nature of the mind, we can see that it's a lot like being inside a movie theater. It really is. The projector is constantly displaying images on a blank screen and that give the audience a multidimensional, sensual experience of life. The blank screen, the projector's light bulb, and the purely conscious observing audience all represent the real. They are that which does not change and remains constantly the same. And what we're talking about here is the difference between the body, the mind, and the God, the heart. The mind and ego, who we think we are the dancing shadows of light and dark. We appear to be our real selves, and yet are the temporary movie images which come and go. In this divine theater of our minds, the unreal always seems to be the most captivating, mesmerizing, and hypnotizing play, while the real can at first seem quite bland and boring. Yet, once we discover the unending source of peace, stillness, and freedom within that infinite eternal spirit inside, our definition of reality expands. Something awakens inside of us that knows without a doubt that we are that which is beyond this world and not subject to the illusions created in the mind. Are we ready to experience unstoppable success in our lives? So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are, and the first thing that we care to do, relax our bodies. Head to toe, inside and out. We are not the body. This is really confusing for this civilization. We are not the body. We are the God within it. So doesn't it make sense that you can look at the body and you can assist the body to relax? Drop all of this unrealness, all of this stuff, worry, stress, fear, anxiety, hurriedness. You ever notice how it creeps in? It's like relentless. It just creeps in. Sometimes real subtle, you don't even notice it. Other times it's right in your face. Where we just let it go. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. In the moment, in the now. These are all things that we can choose to do and habitualize it. So that's what we do. So it's like the stress that we carry, and we all carry it. Some of us are so used to it, we don't know we're carrying stress. Worry, fear, anxiety could be really subtle, like it's not even there, but it's there. And so when we decide to just let that all go, and one of the best ways of an analogy or visualization to do it, picture yourself with nothing. Seriously, through the heart, you have nothing. You're standing in the middle of nowhere on this planet. There are no cars, there are no people, there's just trees, the sky, and the ground that you're on. And the only thing that you have is the clothes on your back. That's it. You have no finances, you have no food, you have no water, you have nothing. Picture that. See it through your heart mind. Know that the body and the God, you're the God, you're not the body. And knowing that the universe has your back 24/7, unending, then you begin to realize what reality is. Then you begin to realize that all the worry, stress, fear, pain, anxiety, hurriedness leaves. So when you do this, the body can't help but relax. It's like a balloon that's getting ready to burst because it's taking on too much pressure from the air that's being pumped into it. When you let all that air out, it completely collapses and all that pressure is gone. That's what we are. So we let it out. And the body becomes light like a feather. And then we move into the now. So you step outside the mind and the ego. You do. You step out of it. And then you're with the God that you are. Now the now stills the mind and the ego and the subconscious mind. And tens of millions of thoughts that are just clouds rushing by, and we're grabbing this and that, and we're doing this, and we're going off here and there. Those are all programs, and they aren't ours. Your thought is generated from the God through the heart mind to the body. Not the mind, not the mind. The heart mind dictates to the ego mind. Not the other way around. See, most of us have the ego mind dictating to the heart mind. And so when this takes place, you begin to realize something. You are never changing. The true you, the true reality of who and what you are, never changes. Your divine perfection. You see? The body changes. The material physical world changes every split second. But you are constant. And you always have been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. You are reality. The body is not reality. The body is unreal. The external reality is unreal. Why do you think we get so caught up? That's why. We feel we're missing something because the ego mind is in charge. We feel we're going to miss it. We got to get it. We got to go after it. We got to seek it out. We got to find it. And all along, the reality is the God that you are. The rest is history. The universe will deliver anything you want at the snap of a finger once you have come to this full realization, once you've embraced it permanently. When we're in the now, we're focused on only very simple, easy life, the moment, the space between heartbeats. That's it. None of the chatter, none of the tens of millions of thoughts, these programs that come by us. Whatever it is you're doing in this very moment, that's what you're focused on. And then it becomes the past. Moment to moment, you're never going backward, you're always moving forward. And that's the only place to be. Because if you're not there, you're in the unreal world. You're watching the movie projector, the mind and the ego, entertain you. And you get sucked back into the dreamland of the unreality world. There's a choice. Now, some of us, we all have memories. Memories are great. Nostalgia, memories, we all have them, and things can spark them, and then we go into them. You could be driving somewhere, you could be talking with someone, you could be in a place, and it just comes over you. And you just reminisce, and it's fun. But we don't stay there with that. It's great, we visit it, and we move on. And that happens all through this life. But some of us will go into the past, which were now moments, but now dead, gone. But we'll go in the past like an elephant graveyard. Everything's just inert, no movement, dank, still. But we stay there. And some of us stay there so long that we will take that past, we will drag it into a future that doesn't exist, and we will create that future from that past, and we will relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say to themselves, doesn't matter what we do. As soon as we're doing things, we seem to end up in the same place. That's why. Others of us, and understand that now is always it's right there in the center. That's the now, the center path. Not the left, the right, but the center. But then we'll go off into a future that doesn't exist because we create the future in the now. So we wander off. We've all done it. And we say, I wonder when this is going to happen. Do you know when this is going to happen? When am I going to have this? When am I going to get that? When am I going to meet this person? When am I going to be able to buy that? When am I going to be able to do this? It's not always about money. It's about a lot of things, emotions, desires. But we go into that future. It doesn't exist. It gets frustrating, too. We've all experienced that. We get attached to something. We have expectations on something. And guess what? When it doesn't happen, what happens to us? We're upset. We get irritated, disappointed because we have attachment and expectation. That's why you're in the now. Universe has got it. I'll guarantee you the universe has it 24/7. It never doesn't. It's just that most of us are still being played by the ego mind. So the universe never has a chance to let us know that it's always been there. And whatever we desire or need, it will deliver it as long as we stay out of our own way. But how do we stay in the now? Because we all know we have these clouds coming by. It's like in the sky, right? You're sitting up there and you got all these thoughts, these programs moving by. And we all do this. We just kind of wander off at times. And we do it so much that we don't know we're wandering off. We're focused on one thing, right? And all of a sudden we wander off. But with gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness to yourself, always gentle with yourself, you say, well, okay, so I've wandered off here on one of these programmed thoughts, so I will focus on my breaths, my divine positive energy. Why is it divine? Soul comes into the body, powers the body. Everything starts to go online. Lungs start functioning. Air, oxygen comes in and out. Carbon dioxide goes out, air and oxygen comes in. It sustains the body that holds the soul. So it is very divine and positive energy. It is absolutely miraculous. It's super powerful. So we focus on our divine positive energy, our breath. And I'll guarantee you, when you do that, not in a hurry, very gently and kindly to yourself, 3,000% of the time you'll be in the now. You won't be worrying. This is what happens. It disconnects us from our mind and ego, which is an illusion. So we're outside of it. This is how we master them. They're great servants, but they're really horrible masters. And they weren't supposed to be masters. They never were, and they never will. You're the master. You're the commander. So once you do this, once you get in the habit of doing this, it's seamless. It's wonderful. And once you get a taste of it, you will not go back. You will not ever go back. Because you will know the difference between the real and the unreal. Some of us take thousands of lifetimes to discover this. There's no race, but to be able to discuss this in this moment tells you something. It also tells you something if you're listening. That's huge. Feel that through your heart, minds, and see it through your heart, mind's motion picture. Body's relaxed. You're in the now. And you see the body, right? You are not the body, but you could see it as the God that we all are. And in that body, you see these balls of light. They're wheels of light. And they're really vibrant colored light. There's nothing like here on this planet. Much more vibrant, much more colorful and alive. And these are energy vortexes. Some people call them chakras, and they're etheric, which means that they are not matter physical, okay, like a block of wood or a brick or something like that.
You pass through them. If you wanted to kind of pick one up, you couldn't. Because you're again pass through them. But you've got real you flows through them. All of them, from the tailbone to the top of the head. You, the God, flows through that, through the body. You move effortlessly through all these 7 different colored wheels of light. They're all connected to different parts of these bodies. The emotions, the organs, the feelings, everything. It's fascinating when you can understand that you're flowing constantly through that body and these energy vortexes, and you'll start to realize real you, and then you'll see them starting off at the tailbone, the red wheel of light, the root chakra, which is our survival. It deals with in the physical form, with the body, with survival, food, clothing, money, finances, air to breathe, water to drink, our survival. Now, you get a group of us, and we're all together, and we're stranded somewhere, okay? We don't have food. We've got clothes on our backs, and maybe we've got a plane crash, whatever. And we got lost. And so we rely on each other to survive. There's no such thing as separate. Okay? We're all together, always have been. So we work with each other as one to survive. And any of us that are consumed by fear in the unreal, we usually perish. Fear is an illusion. We all know it's a program thought. And the only power that it has is when we give it power. We move energy and form and create reality. So it's something to be very aware of with the body. So survival is blocked by fear. We go to the orange wheel of light, which deals with our pleasure, our sexuality, our happiness, our joy, our bliss. And we've all experienced this once in this life so far. Where you know you're going through things and it's just wonderful. Things are just boom, boom, falling into place. There's no disruption. And you're not worried. You're not stressed. You're not fearing. You're going with the flow. And it is absolutely blissful. We've all experienced it. But then that ego mind comes in, the unreal. And the ego mind comes in and it says, this isn't going to last forever. You remember, ego mind dictating to the heart mind. You get that uneasy feeling coming in through the stomach. And you go, almost like you don't deserve to be this happy and to be enjoying so much all at once, which is guilt. Our pleasure is blocked by our guilt, which is absurd, but it's the unreal world. So when we understand that guilt is created by the ego mind, and when you embrace guilt as a thought, your pleasure is destroyed. Then we go to the yellow wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra. It deals with willpower, and that's just in these bodies. And it's blocked by shame, which is another illusion of the unreal. Then we move to the heart chakra, the emerald brain wheel of light. This deals with our ability to love. It is our ability to love. Now, when we're in grief, we're incapable of love. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, throat chakra, which deals with truth. It's our communication. It's blocked by lies. And then we move to the indigo wheel of light, third eye chakra, which deals with insight. It's blocked by illusion. An illusion is unreal. Then we move to the violet wheel of light, which deals with cosmic energy, our direct connection to the divine, which is the God that you really are. And that is blocked by ego, external the world out there, external reality. Is it really reality or is it unreal? These are things to ponder in meditation. These are things to be curious about with yourself and the God that you are. We're all curious. That's a good thing. So we bring it to God, right? Flowing through these energy vortexes, through our organs and emotions, and our divine positive energy, our breath along with it. Cannot think of that, but it is. So we go to the top of the crown chakra, the top of the head, and so we lead God in the body. We're at the top, on top of the head. We're omnipotent and powerful. So we can, that way we can just condense ourselves into pure liquid, omnipotent and powerful energy. We hold that. We are God. We are one. We are love. And when we do that, and we pour ourselves over the pineal gland, the pineal gland is very important to us all in its physical forms. Because a fully operational, healthy, vibrant, high-frequency pineal gland connects us to all the particles of existence. All the universes and all the extensions of the universes and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, and beyond that. So you can see your pineal gland through your heart mind's motion picture, feel it through your heart mind. You start to you realize what it is. You see it for what it is. I see it as green ball, rosebud. As soon as I pour the God that I am over it, it immediately transforms into this massive rose multicolored petal of wonderful fragrance, sending out this shimmering light frequency that just saturates me. Head, toe, inside and out. It's an uplifting feeling for the body. It's so light and so powerful. And it is of the highest, purest, deepest eternal love, of which you, all of us, really are. And it fills us, and it actually is us, the real us, the God. It is a reflection of the love that each and every one of us are. Now we know that these bodies that we're in, we know that the heart, mind, ego mind, the God, pure consciousness, the higher self, the spirit, the soul, basically all one. And we do know that the soul is the heaven and the body. The body is the earth. So we literally are heaven on earth. The God that we each are is real. It is the only thing that does not change. The unreal is what's constantly changing. Interesting, isn't it? You can feel it, see it, confirm it with yourself. So we also shine our light on this planet as we're walking. And each step we take, that we're taking because we're consciously aware of who and what we are, to a certain extent, we're creating paradise. And we're shining the God light that we are. 360 degrees everywhere, we're saturating everything. Whole life, high supreme value universe, non-stop. Eternal with 8 billion gods, each one becoming aware, consciously aware, that they are the God in the body, not the body. And this flow can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Doesn't it make sense that we reach out or seek other parts of us that are also consciously aware, to a certain extent? Makes sense, doesn't it? We seek out other reals, such as all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, including this planet. Yet only those that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest and deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, this meditation, on the circle of life, complete liberation of this planet. They're part of us, they're with us, but they don't hear. They're still asleep. That's why they can't be with us in meditation. But they are part of us. Now, light energy beings come in all shapes, colors, sizes, and forms and configurations. They come in Google plexus. One Google plex fills this entire universe with no sacred space to spare. They come in trillions of Google plexus from trillions of universes from every direction. And the ones on this planet, and we're not familiar with them that well, just a smidgen, because the eyes that we have in these bodies are limited, and we can only see 1% of what it is. So the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the wild pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And they are all with us consciously now in the Buddha plexus. We then call upon all the off-world, all the galactics, all the celestials. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest and deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, form this circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. Now, I'm familiar with this vision of man over 1,000 travel through the solar system every day. Trillions travel through the universes every day. Ones that we're so much familiar with, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Felines, the Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, and many, many, many more that have been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And in the trillions they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, and earth, and beneath earth. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest and deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, form this circle of light, and the complete liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, into the higher and the higher and the higher frequencies of pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude. Now, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we are all one. And we are all God. And we are all love. And our God, force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies. Pure, deep, eternal love. It is so brilliant that it brings out the darkness of sacred space. It's like 1,000 trillion suns just to come close to its radiance. And we're flooding this planet. We're flooding all life, the highest supreme value of the universe. All of our brothers and sisters, whether they're awake or asleep, head to toe, inside and out, everything, with the highest of the highest high, the purest of the purest, purest, deepest, 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 eternal love, non-stop. Feel that through your heart minds and see it through your heart minds motion picture. When we begin to ascend, and we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's actually just an ocean of reflection. It has just countless trillions of reflecting lights, multicolored and vibrant, flashing amongst us all gathered in this meditation, on and off the over a billion of us. And it continues to expand. Shifting the very existence of the essence into higher frequencies. Now we look at the reflective points, microscopic little teeny inch mirrors reflecting all of this beautiful light. So we enter the mirrors and we find out that we are all students and teachers of each other. We are always learning from each other, teaching each other endlessly. Absolutely phenomenal. We immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we all created that reminds us all that we are in the power of healing. We then met with the vital blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. And we are then met by the white fire. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with white fire armor, way beyond the armor you would think in the unreal. This emanates from the gods within these bodies. It is the highest of the highest high, the purest and the purest, purest, the deepest and the deepest, deepest eternal love. It is impenetrable. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no demon attachments, no possessions. Nothing can come near us of those low then comes the highest and the deepest, purest well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and prosperity, and abundance, and it's unending. Then it's stop. And we feel it through our heart minds. And we see it through our heart minds, what you think the real. And it is us. To remind us of us. Of who and what we really are. Because it's not out there. It is in here. At the top of this column, we decide it's the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees as it's doing right now. This golden ocean is the purest and the highest and deepest eternal love. And it's flooding all of us on this planet, head to toe, inside and out, nonstop. Now we are all drops of this golden ocean. And we hold the essence of this golden ocean. The golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion of separation. We then see our meditative sphere set center circle. We all created this sphere over 3 years ago. It holds all of our meditation in nearly 1,500 in perpetual motion every day. Feel that through your heart minds. See it through your heart minds motion pictures. It is unending, omnipotent, powerful. It is transforming not only this planet, but the solar system and beyond. Into the higher and higher and higher vibrational frequencies of the deepest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. You know it to be true because you know through your heart, mind, and through the God that you are. Real. That's why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt all through as ever has been, and will be ever beyond and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. All of us. This is spectacular to even be in this meditation to understand what we're talking about. The dance is pure, and the dancer dissolves into it, and the dancer is no more. When you cannot find the dancer, and only the dance remains. That is what meditation is. Silence is, ecstasy is, and ultimately, that is what God is. We join in the meditation and return to close us out. easy breath in through the nose, and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Society imposes artificiality on everybody. It calls it culture, civilization, education. It teaches us to repress nature. The man who respects himself cannot humiliate anybody else because he knows that the same self is hidden in every being. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. And we will return here July 11th, actually July 12th, 2021, Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation calls.